Hey people, Duncan here. I want to talk about how I got into politics. So, first and foremost, please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and comment in the box below and hit that bell for notifications. So let's talk about how I got into politics. It started a couple years ago. You see, I've always had an issue with abortion. I've always felt that it was immoral and it was wrong. So one day I decided to use my love for law and see, if I could research Roe versus Wade and possibly rip it apart. Now I knew that there was little chance of it, but I wanted to know anyway. I've always been a pretty good thinker, so I decided to use a little common sense and start looking into certain loopholes. What I discovered was, one, WIC was established before Roe versus Wade. Now WIC, given president, had already qualified unborn children for tax assistance, meaning they qualified for benefits to help them survive at a positive pregnancy test. Yet, less than 6 months later, the same government, ruled Roe versus Wade and essentially said that these same unborn children who qualified for tax assistance benefits doesn't qualify for due process, which made me talk about taxation without representation. Since our tax dollars are feeding through the WIC program with the one prerequisite of a positive pregnancy test, proof of life, this made me concerned. And then I started hearing about woman's choice, and it started making me think, well, isn't that undermining to fathers? Doesn't that women's choice kind of undermine the whole equality movement? Doesn't that strip fathers of their rights? Are we delegitimizing fathers? Are they not as necessary? So then I start looking at the problems in this country, and I start seeing that there's a lot of increased problems as well as a lot of increased homes without fathers. So then I start thinking, wow, ever since Vietnam, when they literally posterized our men, our soldiers, as being baby murderers, our fathers have been pretty much stepped on. So now it made me I was looking into it even more. And then I realized there was this lady called Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood, the group that aborted millions and millions and millions of children all over this country. I found a very interesting past of hers. She's wrote books, she's had quotes, she's been to KKK rallies talking about eradicating minority populations, talking about controlling these same populations. And it made me really think, how is it that the government allowed this very known racist who spoke openly at KKK rallies to pretty much create an organization funded by the government at first to abort millions of minority children? So when I looked at it, I really thought, doesn't this violate racism laws in America? So then when I really started thinking about it, I took that to the lawyers. I met some friends, I got on Facebook, did a couple lives, and they pointed me in the direction of MAGA, this group that's out to make America great again, a very conservative, pro-life group. They loved my stance. They loved what I was doing. So they asked me if I'd like to be part of the Oregon chapter of MAGA nationwide. I gladly accepted. As I was getting more into the Oregon politics, about this time, Kate Brown, the governor here in Oregon, began pushing for free abortions, began pushing for tax-funded free abortions, full-term abortions, and really, with very little concern for a father's rights or for even, love that sound, for even the life of these unborn children. She basically was ruling for free abortions, which, by the way, is legal in the state now. So I became very much against Kate Brown. I started preaching her against her politics. I started attacking her views. I created a group called Fathers Allied Against Abortion. It became pretty big. It was a matter of time before the Oregon chapter of MAGA Nationwide asked me if I'd like to represent the state through MAGA, if I'd like to be the leader of the Oregon chapter of MAGA Nationwide. I accepted in a heartbeat. No problems there. So I started pumping even more politics. Started hearing about America First. Started hearing about Trump. Trump began running. From there, I opened my mind and became even more political. It was a matter of time before I was asked if I would run for office here, if I'd be interested in representing Oregon in a more formal level. So I went out and I started doing these cyber debates. I started debating Kate Brown's politics as well as the other candidates. And then I realized it was that they don't really stand a chance. When I realized and started coming up with ideas on how to win and who to touch and what to say and all the people that are affected by this liberal takeover in Oregon, I started knowing that I had to do something. So that's led me into deciding I was going to run for governor here. So that's how I did it. That's how it started. And the rest is history. Since saying it, since declaring, Facebook has blocked me nonstop until it finally banned me, removed my account. They've literally been fearful of everything I've said, and it just tells me that I'm winning. Oregon's flipping. It will be a red state. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, join in. Subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm saying. Hit the comment box. Hit that bell for notifications. And share it to people. You know, this movement gets bigger. Help me redeem this state. We have to redeem Oregon, guys. That's my message. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace. Duncan out.